How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is running its Summer Game Fest sale right now, and yeah, Summer Game Fest has come and gone, but the sale is still ongoing, and there's a lot of good deals as a part of that, so we're going to be highlighting the deals under $10. Got about 15 deals to go over, so let's just get right into it and rapid fire this. Now, first up, we have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, $5.99, 85% off. This, like, low-key got a little bit of a price bump, where recently, a lot of the times, it's been on sale for, like, $8.99, $11.99, so the fact it's down to $5.99 here, absolutely do recommend it. I loved Jedi Fallen Order, thought it was a great game, even if the map design is absolutely atrocious. It is a real good introduction to Cal Kestis as a character, and I've said it before, I don't really give a crap about Star Wars. You know, I like the IP in the sense that I think the universe is really cool, but I have no attachment to it or anything like that, but I really got into Jedi Fallen Order just as a solid action game. Jedi Survivor I thought was even better, but obviously play the game sequentially since it is very story-driven. Next up, we have Stardew Valley, 50% off for $7.49. Not really my cup of tea as far as the game style goes, but Stardew Valley at this stage of the game is one of the more iconic games you're going to come across, and as far as a developer building a lot of goodwill with their audience, Stardew Valley has done exactly that with significant content update after significant content update, and as far as more relaxing games go that at the same time can be pretty addicting, Stardew Valley is definitely up there, so definitely check that out for $7.49. I think that's quite a good deal. Next up, we have Resident Evil Village. It is $9.99. Definitely a worthwhile pickup there. But I would highly recommend you to check out Biohazard Resident Evil 7 first, since they are linked. And the Gold Edition bundle, by the way, if you don't have either game, that is what you should pick up. It is $19.99. You get RE7 Biohazard Gold Edition, the DLC for that. You'll get Resident Evil Village, and the Gold Edition for that, DLC included, $19.99. That deal is crazy good. But Village is a great game, and this is a historic low for the game. $9.99 is fantastic. Definitely do recommend that. A solid pickup there for that price point, and obviously a lot of excitement around Resident Evil Requiem that will be coming out in 2026. Resident Evil 2, the remake, 75% off for $9.99. I think this is a worthwhile pickup right now as well. I do expect Requiem to have Leon as one of the big focal characters. I get that it might not look like that right now, but I think they are being very coy, and I like that. I like, you know, being taken for a little bit of a ride as far as how this game is going to turn out narratively, so I actually like Capcom's handling of it, and they even did a bait and switch with Requiem's reveal. The second they did that, I was like, okay, they're gonna play it a little bit coy with the lead up to this game, which I love. Please do that more. RE2 is a great remake. It is a fantastic ground-up recreation of Resident Evil 2. Now, I don't have this nostalgic attachment towards Resident Evil 2. This was my first real foray into playing it, but had a great time with it. It's fantastic. $9.99, a great pickup there. Next up, we have Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remaster, 60% off for $9.99. FF10 is considered by many one of the greatest PlayStation 2 games of all time, and I agree with that. I think Final Fantasy X is great. Here's the hot take. I don't think Final Fantasy X-2 is all that bad. I don't think it's at the level of Final Fantasy X, of course, but I still think it's a solid playthrough. I still think it's a worthwhile game to go through, and I know some people might consider that to be blasphemy, but I really do believe that. Final Fantasy X is obviously iconic. It was one of those games that really set the tempo of what the PlayStation 2 would become, and I remember playing Final Fantasy X like way back in the day on the PlayStation 2. This was during the era where I didn't really even comprehend what memory cards were, and I didn't know how to like save games, and we would play Final Fantasy X as a, you know, hardcore one death back to the beginning of the game, and I remember, man, my memories with Final Fantasy X are just etched into my etched into my brain. Like, I'm very nostalgic with Final Fantasy X because this is the Final Fantasy game that actually really got me more into Final Fantasy. You know, FF7 was a little bit before my time. Played it because a friend of mine growing up had it, but FF10 is the one that, doing those, like, you know, pseudo-hardcore runs on the PlayStation 2 back in the day, man, those are memories that'll last a lifetime. And I remember, here's a funny story. We got to the final boss, and Kamari was the last person in our party, and we kept getting whooped by the final boss. We got to that multiple times, but Kamari was the last one left, and one of my buddies finally had enough, used like Kamari's self-destruct move, and just ended the game for us, and we had to start over again after that. But yeah, long tangent over. I have some great memories with Final Fantasy X. $9.99 for it is great, and great battle theme, of course, one of the most iconic battle themes of all time, and definitely check it out for $9.99. It's a great pickup. Next up, we have God of War III Remastered, 50% off for $9.99. God of War 3 is a great game, and I know a lot of people have a lot of affinity towards the pre-2018 Greek Saga God of War games. I wasn't crazy about these games. Did I like them? Yeah, but I found them to be good action games, not one of my favorite PlayStation franchise. God of War 2018 to me really elevated the series as far as my enjoyment out of them. But I would still love to see God of War 1, 2, Chains of Olympus, Ghosts of Sparta. Let's get those on modern platforms. There's a lot of money to be made, and God of War 3 is excellent as well. It's just a bummer that if you're on PS4 and 5, you can't play the other ones. You just have to jump right into 3, which is a bummer. And I know people that they have never played the Greek Saga God of War games, but their first foray with God of War was 2018. Why aren't those people being given the opportunity to go back and play God of War 1, 2, Chains of Olympus, Ghosts of Sparta? I don't know, but I digress. God of War 3, $9.99, good pickup there. Next up, Mass Effect Legendary Edition. This is 90% off for $5.99, an outstanding deal. Whenever this is available, it's always going to be one of the best deals available in any sale. Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Mass Effect 1 absolutely does show its age, but Mass Effect 2 is still one of the greatest video games of all time, and that is not hyperbole. Mass Effect 2 is legitimately phenomenal, and Mass Effect 3 is really good as well. I get that, you know, it's unfortunate how the ending turned out, but it's still overall a great game, and I do recommend it. But Mass Effect 2 is outstanding, and Mass Effect 1 is still very much worthwhile to play. It's a great trilogy of games. Hopefully BioWare isn't cooked beyond redemption, and Mass Effect 4 or whatever they call it turns out well, but you know what, I don't have a lot of high expectations out of BioWare these days, so let's revel in their glory days. Next up, we got Dying Light The Following Enhanced Edition, $8.99 on this, 70% off. Great deal on Dying Light 1, which is certainly a game you should play through if you have any inclination of picking up Dying Light The Beast. A great open world game, but a little bit more of a contained open world, which I do really appreciate when it comes to open world game design. I just think a lot of these open world games these days get incredibly bloated, and that's not to say Dying Light doesn't have a good amount of content. It absolutely does, but it also, you know, has content that's of quality, in my opinion, and for $8.99, this is a great pickup. Great more so an action-y survival horror game, so keep that in mind, but the platforming parkour is really well done, and for $9, again, great deal there. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, 70% off for $8.99. Always talk up Assassin's Creed Syndicate, as I think it's an outstanding game. You know, I loved Assassin's Creed pre-AC Origins. It honestly really does suck, because Assassin's Creed was one of those games that every year, because yes, at this point they were coming out yearly, I would be like, okay, if all else fails, I'll have a good time with Assassin's Creed. Not to say any of those years they were really my game of the year, maybe like 09 with Assassin's Creed 2, or maybe 13 with Black Flag, but a lot of the times they were just good games, and Syndicate was a really good game. I liked the protagonists, and the open world I thought was fun to traverse. $8.99 for this, great pickup, especially if you missed out. 60 FPS on PlayStation 5 as well, which is outstanding. The Wolf Among Us, $6.74 if you're a Plus subscriber, $7.49 if you're not a Plus subscriber. Was kind of having my fingers crossed that we would hear something about Season 2 at the Summer Game Fest, but unfortunately we can't have nice things. I don't know if Season 2 is ever going to actually come out, but Wolf Among Us Season 1 was great main character, a lot of mature thematics, and definitely one that I recommend everybody to play if you're remotely into story-driven games. $7.49, great pickup there. Yakuza Like a Dragon. Speaking of story-driven games, this game has one of the best stories in a video game that I have ever experienced. It's outstanding, and you know, this might be RGG's best narrative that they've put out. It is exceptional, but Yakuza 0 was great, Kiwami was great, Judgment was great, so there's a lot of competition. I love Yakuza Like a Dragon. I love Ichiban as a character, and Ichiban, I personally resonate with him more than even Kiryu, which I know, like, some people are gonna say, oh my god, that's crazy, but Ichiban is just such a likable character. Totally different than Kiryu, but up more so my alley. I like his more comedic aspects to it, while at the same time, you know, the dude's been through some stuff. You know, he's just such a likable character. The rest of the cast is really likable, and the overall story is really great as well. English voice acting is superb here as well. $9.99, great pickup for Yakuza Like a Dragon. A lot of content there as well. Definitely a significant undertaking there. Next up, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, 75% off for $9.99. Of course, we had the announcement of Bloodstained Scarlet Engagement. That'll be coming in 2026, but really, really well done Metroidvania. Great soundtrack. Dug the visuals. Gameplay is good, and yeah, definitely we'll do another playthrough of that before Scarlet Engagement, and not a super lengthy game, but a good bit of content as well. $9.99, a good pickup there, and that's held up in price for quite a while. Code Vein, 85% off for $8.99, had the announcement of Code Vein 2. Look, I'm not crazy about Souls-like games, but a Souls-like with the weeb aesthetics that I'm all about, okay, now we're cooking a little bit. And with Code Vein, I ended up having a really good time with it. Now, Code Vein 2, I actually think from that game standpoint, as an art style, I don't know if I really vibe with that, but hopefully mechanically it'll still be good. But for now, Code Vein 1, $8.99, good pickup there. Okami HD, $9.99 on that. It has been down to $4.99, but that was only really to celebrate the announcement of Okami 2, so it's back up to $9.99. Okami HD is tremendous. Okami is one of the best PS2 games of all time. Some people push back when I say it's among the top 3 to 5, which I think is crazy. Okami is so good. It's definitely among the top 5 at least. And okay, the top 5, there's a lot of competition. At the very least, top 10. All right, let me get that one. At least top 10. And for me, I think it's among my top 5. It might even be a part of my top 3. MGS3, Shadow of the Colossus, Okami, Final Fantasy X's got to be in there. There's definitely other games. Like, I love Tales of Abyss as well. There's a lot of great PS2 games. Let's not kid ourselves. But I feel like Okami should be in the mix for one of the best. So there you go with that. $9.99 for Okami HD. And then Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection, 67% off for $9.89 on that. Great deal, given you get Mega Man 0, 1 through 4, you get ZX and ZX Advent. Yes, 6 games. ZX and ZX Advent are DS games, so they have the janky setup. But 0, 1 through 4, GBA games. All these games are going to be a little bit dated, but they're worthwhile games to go through if you're into action platformers. And I'm a Mega Man guy, so obviously they're right up my alley. But that is going to do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals are available right now. I'll leave links to all of them in the description box below. Check them out for yourself. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.